It's Kels back at it again with another Friday Night Live. I promised you that each and every Friday night I would go live and show my face. So here I go back at it again, fresh off the PJ, fresh off the Delta American Airlines PJ from New York. But my word is my word, and I said I would show up for you guys each and every Friday night. And so here I am. Here I am, tired. Just flew in from New York City, but we're here. We're here, and we're ready to kick it for our Friday night kickbacks, our regular kickbacks per the usual. Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. You know our Friday nights feel good, y'all. You know our Friday night kickbacks feel good, and we always have that juicy, juicy topics to talk about, and those deep topics and all of the like. And so, yeah, we are back with it as per the usual. You can see the subject line on tonight's kickback. When was the last time you? When was the last time you? And so, what we're talking about tonight is when was the last time you did something that you really got excited about? When was the last time that you did something adventurous outside of the norm? When was the last time you did something that really excited you, that thrilled you, that made you remember what life is for? When was the last time? The reason why I wanted to talk about this topic tonight was because this week I decided on a little bit of a whim. I saw that it was coming out about a month in advance, but this week I decided that I wanted to see Kid. The African, bad boy. Him and Burna Boy. They're like neck and neck. Kid. I decided that I wanted to see Kid, and he was playing Madison Square Garden in New York. And so I said, would I go to see Kid in New York? And the answer was yes. So I booked the tickets to the show, and then I booked the flight, and then I booked the hotel and all of that, and just decided to do something outside of the norm. Just decided to do something to shake life up a bit. Sometimes life gets boring. It gets boring, mundane, day after day, doing the same stuff over and over and over again. And you can get so much in a zone, so much in a rut with life that you don't even realize that you're bored to death and you're sleepwalking through life. You're literally dead ass sleepwalking through life. And so I decided that life is getting a little bit too boring for me. So what would I want to do now? What would be something that, most people would look at and be like, well, damn, you must be nice, must be nice. What would be something, what would be like that? Like, to be honest with you, I didn't even think of it that hard. Like, I was thinking, what do I want to do? And I was like, I want to see live music. Who do I want to see? I want to see Kid, Kendrick Lamar, and Burna Boy, and Beyonce, and I want to see them live. And a matter of fact, I want to travel. So can I merge those together and go see Kendrick Lamar, Kid, Burna Boy, or Beyonce in a different city? Can I go see them in Paris? Can I go see them in London? You know what I mean? Can I go see them in South Africa? I also wanted to see I'm a piano artist, like Major League DJs or TXC. And when I looked around a little bit, I just let that marinate. I just let that marinate, that ambition, what I wanted to do, marinate a little bit in the ethos. And all of a sudden I saw that Kid was playing Madison Square Garden. So I was like, would I go to New York? Sure would. Sure would go to New York. And so booked everything, as I said earlier, and just came back from that trip. That was like just a short little Wednesday to Friday trip, where I went up to New York, and I set intentions when I was going up there too. I wanted to meet interesting people. I wanted to have good relationships. I wanted to have fun and all of that. And let me tell you, all of them things came true, because whenever I travel, the way my life is set up, good stuff be happening. Good stuff be happening. And so I wanted to title tonight's Friday Night Kickback. This is week 46, 47. It's 52 weeks in a year. We've been live every single week, and I messed up the numbers somewhere along the line. So we're around week 46, because this is actually the 46th Friday of the year. So we're around there. And we Lord, what was I saying? Oh, I was saying, I wanted to come back and do our lives, but just fresh off that trip. Fresh off that trip. Literally, I just pulled up into the house right now, and I'm starving, and decided to put some stuff on the stove and come live. So the trip was amazing, but really I wanted to talk about, when was the last time you did something adventurous? When was the last time you did something like low key adventurous? Like a little bit. It don't have to be, skydive or bungee jump or something ridiculous like that. It can be, when was the last time you just booked a flight or booked something to do something that you wanted to do? Not that you were obligated to do, not that you were adulting and responsible to do, not having to do with your jits and your kids or your mama and your daddy them or your cousins or your brothers and sisters, what you wanted to do. When was the last time that you just sat down and said, you know what would thrill me right now? You know what would thrill me right now? A trip to the Bahamas, and literally just booked it without the worries, without the concerns, with just the heart to want to serve yourself, love yourself, live a thrilling life. Remember that life is short. Remember thy death. Remember that we gonna kick the bucket anytime. That your next breath is actually not promised. So when was the last time that you did something adventurous and just did it because it would thrill you? Period. Full stop. Full stop. Just because it would thrill you to do so. Not anything more than that. And that's what I decided to do this week. And I wanted to share with you guys because I know if I'm going through something, if I'm moving through life, I know there's somebody in the community, in the It's Kels community, in the It's Kels collective that is going through the similar situation and is going to be served by hearing this conversation about when was the last time you did something to fully serve yourself, something adventurous. I don't mean sneak out to Target or sneak out to the grocery store or sneak out to buy something when the kids ain't looking. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that you really, 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 really wanted to do. And that might seem like is it the responsible thing to do? Anybody asked you all that? I asked you, have you done something that has thrilled you lately and that reminds you that life is for the living? Not for the working, not for the grinding, not for the caring for people, not for the sacrificing, not for the adulting, not for the struggle, not for the complaining, not for the voting, not for the running here and doing that and running here and doing that and then running here and doing that and then not for the struggle, not for doing what you don't want to do. Life is for the living. Living. You know what that means? This is the time I'm on this week. And so I'm sharing it with you guys as a little bit of a camaraderie because I know if I'm going through it, y'all have to be going through it on some level. And if you're not going through it right now, you might have went through it last week. And if you didn't go through it last week, you might be going through it next week. But that's how this It's Kels collective thing is set up. Connected and living very similar experiences. And so we're here to learn from the collective wisdom of the It's Kels community and move through life with the support of the collective. Yes? Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. The doll is drinking hot lemon water and apple cider vinegar. When I tell you I ate everything I wanted to eat, sugar, carbs, all of that, and I can feel it in my system. So I'm trying to neutralize some of that. Just bring my body back into balance with a little apple cider vinegar and some lemon water and some warmth. And keeping that throat chakra lubricated per the usual, as you guys know. We use our throat chakra heavy around these parts. We use our voice around these parts. And so just a little tea to make sure she's soothed and ready to deliver for the collective. Yes, yes. Good and rich in the building. Hey, boo, hey. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. It's always good to see familiar faces. If I could see y'all face. It's always good to see familiar names in the building. Who else is in here? I see y'all watching. Chime in the comments for the usual. You know the deal. Come on in. Let me know where you are watching from and what you are sipping on. And let me know how your week went. How y'all felt this week. I know last week, I think, if I remember correctly, because the weeks is blurring together at this point. And when you get past week 20, the weeks start blurring together a little bit. So we're on to week 46. Consistent. Meaning each and every Friday night going live for the collective. Last week, I believe it was a little bit of a rough week. And it was a rough week. And the week before that was rough as well. But this week, it felt a little bit better to me. It felt a little bit lighter. You know what I mean? And let me know what y'all think. How was your week? How's it feeling for you? How are you decompressing this Friday? And how are you decompressing for the weekend? And what is feeling like for the season? Another thing that I want to say to you guys, Christmas is feeling like it's going to be good this year. I feel like it's going to be cold. And I feel like it's going to be good because already I'm being compelled, I'm being pulled, I'm being inspired to already start decorating and getting ready for the holiday season. And when I say decorate, I'm not talking about Thanksgiving, I'm talking about Christmas. Now, if you're Jewish or if you're Muslim or if you celebrate um, Kwanzaa, replace Christmas with your holiday of choice. Yes, yes. When was the last time you did something adventurous? When was the last time you did something exciting, thrilling? Another thing outside of this trip to New York to see WizKid and eat at steakhouses and then go to art shows and run the city and just remember what it is to be plugged into such a vibrant, hard hitting, fast moving city. Another thing that really thrilled me this week, because as you can tell, the theme of this week is what's thrilling you. When was the last time you've been thrilled? When was the last time you did something adventurous? When was the last time you just remembered what it was to live? In that light, in the sentiment of that conversation, another thing that really, really thrilled me this week was the launching of that rocket. NASA launched Artemis 1 to the moon, and it's like the one after Apollo. Apollo was the first one that actually landed on the moon, and this is Artemis, and it's taken years. And when I say years, I mean decades, decades. And they launched it on Wednesday, the same morning that I was leaving to go to New York. They launched it out of Cape Canaveral out of Cape Canaveral at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And when I tell you, I woke up that morning, I saw it that they were trying to launch it the night before, but I had to go to sleep because I'm getting on a plane the next morning. So, the doll has to, get ready. So I go to sleep. When I wake up in the morning, that morning, I'm, getting ready to get on get out of the house to go on a trip. And I'm looking at the replays of the launch. And the gentleman that was narrating, or what do you say that? How do you say that? The gentleman that was calling the countdown and everything like that, his voice and just the energy of that launch and how many people's blood, sweat, and tears and ambitions and highest ideals for humanity, were poured into that moment. When I watched it and when I called it, and when Artemis shot up off the earth into the sky, I promise you, tears came to my eyes. It was so thrilling. It was so like childlike idealism for humanity. It just was filled with so much optimistic and adventurous and exciting and thrilling energy that it was palpable. It was palpable. And I literally watched it and cried how amazingly powerful that rocket was and how many people's intention was for that to be a successful mission. And I just recognized that, oh my gosh, I feel like this week is about tapping into that energy, tapping into that excitement, that adventure, that thrill, that same energy that you had maybe when you were younger or maybe when you were a kid, that reminded you that it is exciting to be alive at this time, regardless of how much politics they put on the TV and how much recession talk and how much this and that and all of that. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. And so that was very exciting for me this week, and I definitely watched that. I ended up watching it through the NASA feed, which was okay, but there's this other gentleman called Everyday Astronaut, Jim Dodd, who streamed that blast off in 4K and filmed it in 8K. So you're seeing every single detail of this rocket lift off the Earth and blast into orbit. It is like blasting a skyscraper into orbit. Ain't no small thing. Ain't no rinky-dink ting. Ain't no Delta Boeing 747. It is tons. It is like launching a skyscraper piercing through the Earth's gravitational pull into orbit. Yo, I don't know. I ain't seen nobody talking about it that much on Instagram. So, you know, I had to go on Instagram and be like, I guess I'm the only one who cares. If you're not following me on Instagram, check me out at It's Kels with 3 S's and N. I was like, I guess I'm the only one who cares. I guess I'm the only one who's a space nerd. But did y'all not see? Did y'all not see the I don't know, but I think it just was playing into this week for me, which was get back to living, get back to excitement, get back to what excited you maybe when you were a kid, or maybe when you were younger, or maybe when you were just more vibrant in your life. Don't let the day-to-day mundanities and, you know, run routines stifle your light and your excitement and your curiosity and your adventurousness and your optimism and your thrill for being alive, for life, for life. I was reminded of that this week. And so I decided that this week for our Friday night kickback, week 46, consistent, that we would talk about when was the last time? When was the last time you did something adventurous? When was the last time you did something thrilling? When was the last time that you did something for the first time? When was the last time you did something for the first time? When was the last time you stepped out into the unknown? Not staying firmly rooted in your comfort zone, staying firmly rooted in what you do every single boring day of your life. When was the last time you did something, you stepped out into the unknown confidently and did something that you never did before? When was the last time? When was the last time? Let me think. When was the last time I did something for the first time? I know it was recent because I remember thinking about it like, oh, but I'm trying to remember what it was. When was the last time I did something for the first time? Now, I try different restaurants all the time. So there's always a time that this weekend, yesterday, I tried a restaurant. Well, I was in New York, so there's a lot of restaurants that I hadn't tried before. So maybe that for me, that was the first time that in a while that I haven't tried something, that I tried something new. Yeah. And also there is something big that I'm doing, that project that I'm in the middle of right now, that this is the first time that I'm doing this. This is the first time that I've launched Travel Alchemy Masterclass. If you've been paying attention to the content on the channel, you guys have known that I have been pushing out travel content heavy in celebration of the launch of Travel Alchemy Masterclass. And also because I traveled. Definitely did San Francisco, Los Angeles, the Grand Canyon National Park, and Santa Fe, New Mexico. All 4 videos are on the channel now. And there will be a vlog associated with our New York trip, because you know the doll definitely had to vlog our time and footage of the concert in New York as well. And so you're going to get your 5th travel video on this channel in the next couple days. So keep up, if you will, if you're interested in channel. If you're interested in the roots of this channel. As you guys know, this is a travel channel first and foremost, a dating channel second, and a level up channel third. If you didn't know, now you know. Good and Richard said, I did a random trip last year to Tulsa. It was refreshing. Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel you on that. Travel is always super refreshing. I find it to be. And I also find it to be that when you are called to travel, that's a dog whistle or an indication that your life is asking you to step forward into the unknown, that new things are ready to materialize and to manifest for you, and that they cannot manifest in the same stagnant routine energy that you were in, that you might be in currently. And so it's asking you to travel, to break your routines, to get in a new energetic field, to get into a new environment, to do something adventurous, to open up your mind, to be more excited, so that new thing that is just on the cusp of manifesting for you can come in. That is what the urge to travel is. Travel is not frivolous or something that you do because, oh, maybe whatever. For some people, yeah, I guess so. But for me, looking back at all the times I've traveled, it always was an indication of a breakthrough, of a new manifestation coming into my life, even if that manifestation was just joy, was just happiness, was just thrill, was just an adventure, was just a remembrance of how much I love to travel. All of those emotions are manifestations, but usually it's something a little bit bigger coming in. So I'm so glad you got an opportunity to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Did you visit? I believe there should be, that's where Black Wall Street was. Are there any memorials there that you saw? That would be amazing. Yeah. Keith Wainwright in the building. It's always nice to see familiar people show up for the collective each and every Friday night. How are you feeling, Keith? How was y'all's week? Yeah. So what else? Following your heart. So the title of tonight's kickback is when was the last time you did something adventurous? When was the last time you didn't ask for anybody's permission, not even your boss, not even your spouses, not even your children, low key, because y'all children be running y'all, not even your parents. When was the last time you didn't ask for nobody's permission to do something that fully served you, something adventurous, something thrilling, something that has been piquing your curiosity? When was the last time? That's the energy of this week, if you ask me. To me, this week is asking everybody to step outside of their comfort zone, to do something, to break the mold, to break the old stagnant energy, and to step into the new, into the fresh, into the unknown, so that whatever is on the cusp of manifesting for you has an opportunity to come in. It cannot come in with old energy, old stagnancy, old routines. It can only come in when you make room, make space for it. And the only way that you can make room and make space for your manifestations to come in, your new manifestations to come in, is to do something different. It's to think something different. It's to break a mold, to break a pattern, to get outside of your comfort zone. That's the energy of this week, if you ask me. And if you're not experiencing it this week, then likely you will experience it next week. And if you're not experiencing it next week, then likely you experienced it last week. Yeah. So pay attention to the energies of the week and what you're sensing, not what you're thinking, what you are sensing. You are being asked to do, you're being called to do, you're intrigued by, you're curious about, you want to do, you desire to do, you feel like doing. All of those tell you the energies of what's happening. What's happening? Keith is yelling, I am coming back to GA this week. We. Closing out a contract now. You're writing in caps, so you must be yelling. You feeling great. That's good. And how am I? I'm feeling good. Fresh off the private jet from New York. Back for week 46 of our Friday night kickbacks. As promised, my word is my word. I said what I said. If I said I was going to be live each and every Friday night for an entire year, that's what we're going to do. Travel or not. By private jet, I mean Delta. But it's a private jet is in my future, so I might as well start now, whether it's American Airlines or Delta or whatever. What can I say? When was the last time you did something adventurous? When was the last time you went asked for nobody's permission to do something that absolutely thrilled you? When was the last time that you did something for the first time? When was the last time you got excited, genuinely excited for something? When I tell you that that rocket Artemis lifted off the ground, I shook with excitement. I didn't even know I would. But I do remember that as a kid, I did go to Kennedy Space Center. And I do remember that astronaut was the first career that I actually wanted to do. And I didn't remember that for a long time. But when I sat back and asked myself, why am I watching this Artemis ship lift off as I'm getting prepared to get on a plane to get to New York? Why am I so excited by this? And it was the childlike idealism, optimistic hopefulness of the people that poured decades into the work to get that rocket outside of the gravitational pull of the earth and into outer space on the way to the moon. These are things that I'm like, yo, don't take these things lightly. Life is insane, insanely exciting. What excites you? If not Artemis 1 going off to the moon, then what? Not asking everybody to be a space, an outer space nerd like I am, but asking you to tap back into what excites you. What makes you wake up in the days and in the mornings and be like, ooh, cannot wait. Tap back into that. Tap in. Tap into what you love about life. Tap into what excites you. Tap into your adventurous spirit. Tap into your curiosity. Tap in. Tap in. That's what I feel like this week is talking about. I felt like Artemis was saying, anything is possible. Good and rich. Anything is possible. That's what that felt like to me. Thank you for speaking that out. Yeah. Following your heart, because anything is possible. If they can launch a skyscraper that weighs billions of pounds, okay, maybe not billions of tons. It probably is. There's some big tons. A skyscraper. Don't take it lightly. If they can do that, anything is possible as long as you have breath in your body and clarity in your mind. That's the time I'm on this week. I'm ranting and raving because I am buzzed for my latest trip. Just hopped off the plane, waltzed in the house, put some food on the fire, and jumped on live, freshened up a little bit. You know, I can't come on here looking any kind of way. You know what I mean? This week 46. It's no time to come on here looking regular. I mean, so I definitely did freshen up. Freshen up and hop on live for week 46 of our Friday Night Kickback. We're talking about when was the last time? When was the last time you remembered this is an amazing time to be alive? And that you should be living out your life to the fullest, following your heart, following your adventurous spirit, following your curiosity, following what you love. Not always routine, not always adult responsibilities, not always politics and watching these people run amok. You know what I mean? Not always stress and strife. Sometimes thrill, sometimes fun, sometimes adventure, sometimes childlike idealism for life. For life. If you want to see something thrilling, go on YouTube and watch them launch Artemis into orbit 2 nights ago. Watch it in 4K on Everyday Astronaut on YouTube. And tell me, put it on your big screen, put it on your 65, 75 screen TV, stream it and watch that. And tell me you don't feel something. Tap in, you know what I mean? Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. Yes. So, zip lining in the snow. Come on, something thrilling. You know what else I watched? And you know what else got me feeling like excited this week? That's so funny because I'm trying to figure out why I'm so geeked. And I know travel does that for me, right? But you know another thing like similar to zip lining in the snow, Keith, that I watched this week, and it's 2 years old, but it was David. It came up on my YouTube feed, so I watched it, you know what I mean? And it was David Blaine, the magician, doing one of his another illusion things, and it too was about going into the sky. It was called Ascension, and he coordinated and did years of training to be able to do what we always wanted to do as a kid, which is grab a bunch of helium balloons and fly off into the sky, right? Well, this guy actually did it, and actually worked with the aeronautical and aerodynamics, whatever, people to be able to do this. And so he did it, and then he got up to 24/9, him alone, 24,900 feet, and then skydived, let go of the balloons and skydived And I'm like, this man is just why would anybody want to do that? And he just living life to on the edge, pushing it out. Remember that we're here for a short time and making it as thrilling, as exciting as he can and making a living from it. The conversation is not about doing crazy stuff and jumping out of planes and zip lining or skydiving or, tying a bunch of helium balloons together and flying up into the sky. That's not what the conversation about. The conversation is, when was the last time you remembered that this is an amazing time to be alive and that you should do the adventurous things that are pulling on your heartstrings? And not always doing the boring, run-of-the-mill, day-to-day things, not always firmly rooted in your comfort zone. Sometimes stepping out into the unknown and following your curiosity, following your childlike idealism, following your bliss, following your hopefulness, following your excited spirit. And doing something different in life, allowing manifestations that are just on the cusp of coming into your life to come in, because you've shaken it up a bit and you've allowed space for something new to come in. When was the last time you did something new? When was the last time you did something that you've never done before? When? And when is it going to be time for it to happen again? That's my energy of this week. And I hope it is contagious for you guys. I do these videos so you know you're not out here alone in this sometimes crazy living, loving, dating, leveling up, ascending world. If this is your first time here, I would love to have you subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you know when I'm going live, when you know when I'm dropping my travel videos. Smash that like button. I'll wait. I will wait. It's a free and easy way to support the content. A free and easy way to help the YouTube algorithm pick up that we doing things over here on the Iskels channel. That the Iskels collective and learning from the wisdom of the Iskels collective. Heavy over here. If you're part of the replay gang, drop this emoji in the chat and let me know your thoughts on when was the last time you did something crazy. When was the last time you were truly excited about something? Truly. Goosebumps and all. With that being said, guys, I'm not going to be on here long. I just wanted to show my face as promised. Week 46, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and check out our travel videos that are already on the channel. And be sure to check back in a couple days. We're going to drop this New York travel vlog as well. Hoping to inspire y'all. Inspire. Hands is ashy. Been washing them all day, 2, 3, 4 times. With that being said, good night, guys. Bye.